Welcome back to Ill-Equipped. Today's topic is parasites. So if you're squeamish, maybe... I was going to say look away, but it's mainly audio.
Shield your ears because this stuff gets gross.
If anything, this is the episode where you just completely turn off
This might be
the
where we
audio.
lose you.
Just turn off the audio and just play. Just give us the listen. Thanks, dude.
This might be where we lose you.
Just give us the ad time.
Why did you come up with the idea for Parasites?
To be honest, I stole it from another guy.
What do you mean?
I was watching a YouTube video and this guy was talking about ticks.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that was just really interesting. They're so ugly, but they can kill you.
Pretty ugly.
And they're tiny and they kill you.
They
and
get
it's
big.
Beautiful. Yeah, when they fill up. Only the female though, because the males die like we.
You gotta bleep all that
I'm
out.
gonna bleep all of it out. It's okay. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. They're gnarly.
Only the females get large?
Yeah, the males usually die pretty early on, but the females just... They only eat 3 times in their life, by the way.
What?
So the first time they eat...
Ticks? Or...
Yeah, ticks. I think it's particularly like... I'm not even going to say it because I don't know if I'm going to be correct on it. But yeah, they only eat 3 times in their life. The first time is as a larva.
Okay.
Then they eat another one right before they mate. And then after they've mated, they eat a third one, which is like their biggest meal, which is when you see pictures of them being really big.
It's like their last meal.
Yeah, it's pretty gross, to be honest. Goggles,
have you ever seen them in person?
What, a tick?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is pretty small.
You ever seen a bug?
Yeah,
tick?
the ticks are pretty gross. They're so small, though.
They can be, but they can also get pretty big, like you said, like the female ones get large. I remember when I used to work at PetSmart in the grooming salon.
Ugh.
We used to get dogs with ticks, and we had to take that ourselves.
And you guys, like, handled them? Like, actually,
Yep.
like, that's so gross.
Yep, it's pretty bad. I remember this poor dog came in, and it was a sweet dog. Kind of looks like yours, just smaller version.
And
And
I guarantee the owners were Asian.
I don't remember. It's too long ago.
They were.
Probably. But I remember the dog came in super sweet, super timid, very energy, like lack of energy.
Just vibes.
No vibes. This dog had
Just
no
dead.
vibes. No, this dog had no energy. I remember taking it in for the bath and then spraying it down with our hose and I remember just watching its fur light up. It was white. It was a white dog. And you just see it light up with bugs. I was like, my heart dropped. I didn't know what to do. And then I remember spraying it all down with, we had this anti-flea and tick shampoo that we used to use. We used to charge for. I usually just did it to some dogs that if I would notice one or two and just did it for them without saying anything, just because why the hell not? It wasn't big enough of a deal to charge it for them. This one was intense though. This was really bad. I've never seen a dog cover like this before. It was like washing your hands after a dirty day and you just see it all run down the sink. It was like,
Oh, God.
It was
that
gross.
poor baby, dude.
It was pretty disgusting. And I remember going into it, getting all those fleas off and letting the rest of the salon know what happened, what went on, so we know what to keep our dogs away from the kennel and stuff. And then I remember carrying on with the wash, letting the pet parents, that's what we call them, pet parents.
I hate that so much.
Sorry, dude. It was a part of me now.
Yeah, nice stroller, dude. Your dog doesn't have 4 legs devoted to walking.
So I remember going in for the rest of the wash, and I remember going under the chin, and it had like longish hair, like poodle hair that can get matted. Mat is
Wait. What was under their chin?
So I remember just going under the chin.
These nuts on your chin?
You wish. It was going under the wash, right? And,
Okay.
And a mat in a dog's hair, any hair, I guess, really, but in dog's hair in particular, it's called matting, is when you basically start building up a dread, and you have to cut it out or shave it out. There's no way to like really save it. If you brush it out, you could probably try to do it, but you're also going to really hurt someone or someone's dog. I thought it was a mat under this dog's chin as I'm washing, and I remember grabbing it and holding it in my hand.
Oh, dude. Was it
like,
a tick?
in my head, I was like, ooh, this is a big one. Like, fuck, I'm going to have to shave this thing. I'm going to have to shave it. Like, there's no way I'm getting this out. And then I remember kind of going on and then lifting its head up to try and wash under there. And I remember seeing a thick chunk of gray. And then I remember kind of spreading the hair part. It was a giant tick. Probably the size of, like, my thumbnail.
I would hate that, dude. That's so gross.
It was disgusting.
There's some parasites that I like wrote down here, and just the pictures of them. I'll show James. I might share it for this. Like, I might share it. Oh yeah, we're recording through Zoom, by the way. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Yeah, it's pretty gross, but I'll definitely share pictures of it because it's probably some of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
I'd say parasites are like number one on the gross factor of everything.
Well, because it's a majority of them, it's just them living inside of another living thing, which is insane and it's
on
disgusting.
or in.
Yeah,
on and or in. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Like, we defined, according to the CDC, a parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and gets its food from or at the expense of its host. There are 3 main classes of parasites that can cause disease in humans: protozoa, helminths, and pronounce this third one for us.
Helminths and ectoparasites.
Nice.
That's not a hard one.
No, it'll get worse. Don't worry. Oh yeah, the game about this episode is trying to make James read really hard words.
I'll have you know I do read every now and then.
Yeah, dude.
All the subtitles.
The nutrients for your food, dude. That's about it.
Read the size of my waistband.
The most common one, I believe, is protozoa, which is just a single-celled like bacteria, virus, whatever.
Bacteria.
They're not even bacteria or viruses, really. It's just a single-cell organism that just feeds off of us. They live in our gut, our blood, and our tissue. They are deadly, but they're the most common, so our bodies can be like, and kill them.
Well, wait, wouldn't protozoa also be a form of good bacteria that you would have to use in your body, like in your digestive system?
Yeah, so that's like mutualism and symbiosis, where we just like, I don't know if it's symbiosis, but it's definitely mutualism where we actually benefit from having them. Mm-hmm. There's more bacteria in our body than there are cells.
Human cells, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Isn't that pretty intense?
But yeah, once we die, those things are like, all right, time to eat, and they just eat everything. And that's why even when we put people in coffins, it's kind of a morbid thought, but even when you put them in coffins, they still, what is the word? Decay because of the bacteria in our bodies just eating their way from the outside. I mean, from the inside out, which is pretty gnarly, but it's kind of beautiful. Circle of life.
Well, that's what probiotics would be.
Yeah, exactly. It's just inserting bacteria into your
that can take out the things that your body wouldn't do for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah, it's
you know that there's a transplant for that?
I did know. The poo transplant.
Yeah, fecal transplant.
That actually was a treatment. No, it wasn't a treatment. Was it? I know I read somewhere and I heard about it. Treatment for COVID.
What?
Yeah, they were taking people, or at least they were testing the fecal matter, but there was actually a flesh-eating bacteria. And he's a head scientist. I'll find the article. He was on Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And they talked about it, and he had a fecal transplant.
For COVID?
Not for COVID. This is for a flesh-eating bacteria.
Okay.
Yeah, but for COVID, fecal stuff was involved somehow. I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Like, dude, you're sick. Here's my poo.
Yeah, seriously, dude. You're not feeling too well, dude? You want some poo?
And it's not even like, luckily you don't digest it. They just put it into your gut.
Okay, for those that don't know what a fecal transplant is, what they do is they basically take the poo of a healthy person and stick it into an unhealthy person. And that's supposed to help rebalance your digestive enzymes that are supposed to be there helping you break down things for you. Not as gross as you would think, but still pretty gross. It's someone else's poo.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's poo.
And it's not yours.
Yeah. Tastes delicious. All right, dude, an ultra fart. Nice.
Oh, dude.
So helminths are multicellular.
Flatulent.
Those are the grossest ones in my opinion. In my notes, it literally says basically worms, but on meth. There's over 50,000 species, and they're still finding some. They mainly infect vertebrates, so like humans, dogs, cats, whatever. If it has a skeleton. Yeah, if it has a skeleton. But it will cause weight loss, diarrhea, and abdominal pain in most of them, which sounds great. So, like, you got the poops, guess what? You might get a worm in there, too. Alright, and then the third one is arthropods. There's thousands of species.
For me are creepy, because you can just grab them and hold them, and they're everywhere.
Well, yeah, they're like lice and ticks, like just insect boys.
Ugh, I don't like arthropods, whatever, dude. You find them at the beach.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
They're called like sand fleas and stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't like those?
I do not like them.
Me and Josh will go out of our way to like pick them out of the sand.
I know, when we went to the beach, when we went Oxnard like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, he literally was like, I'm going hunting, stuck his hand in, dragged like half a foot or a foot out, and you just see them all just scattering.
They're gross, but those
It's
ones don't
gross
really
looking.
do as much damage. The smaller they get, I feel like the worse it is.
Why? Of
'Cause-
those?
No, in general, for like insects, the smaller
Oh,
it is, the more
yeah.
damage they can do. Because if it's bigger, you could just like
That is
flick it
true.
off and
yeah,
it's
if I find
done.
a roach on the table, I can easily just
Exactly.
eat it.
So this is the possible fourth one pertaining to viruses. Go ahead and give that a read.
Chiyulike-Bowfa?
Should like both of these nuts in your mouth?
You got me, dude. Possible.
Sorry for the audio clipping. Dude, that was so good. Oh my gosh. I've been waiting for that so long.
That was too good. When did you write this? When you wrote this whole thing? You wrote this whole thing?
I was alone in the lab this week just doing research, and I was like, how can I get James really well during this episode? So for anyone who isn't listening, who is listening and doesn't know the backstory, I basically prefaced this episode with James just trying to read really hard Latin names. And I made up a fourth category.
Chiyulike-Bowfa.
That was so good.
I took my
That
time
was so
on it too. Yeah, you shit,
Oh man, yeah, I was super bored just researching it. I was just thinking like, what's the best way I could diss you while like putting in this much effort? I'm really sorry, but that was so worth it.
That was good. That was really good. That was really
The
good.
lead up took so long. I just really just wanted to scroll through it and just highlight immediately. We probably clipped that audio so bad.
Yeah, probably.
I'll edit it. It's fine.